So many trauma survivors are often left feeling like they're not worthy because of what maybe somebody told them or what they've been through. But I'm really excited that today I am actually at a place that is made to help you feel beautiful. And with a dear friend of mine who has allowed her trauma to not define her, and she's helping women every single day. I'm here at the South Tampa location of Salon Halo with CEO Ryann Halo. So thank you so
Hi,
much for.
Dana.
Hi, we're both matching. This was not planned.
No.
It's like Tiger King, but chic.
We're Tiger Queens.
Tiger
Cheetah
Queens.
Queen.
Yeah, Cheetah Queens. So I would love for you to tell me, like, I already know about your life and what you do here, but I would love for you to tell everybody else so that they can see where you've come from and how much of a success Salon Halo has become.
Oh, thank you. And again, always appreciate your kind words and your support. Makes me smile. I think a lot of people that have come to know me in the last several years see the salons and they see the things that I've been blessed enough and privileged enough to be doing. And like, well, she probably had some advantages, and maybe it came easy to her. And I am passionate about sharing my story because I want to break that mindset that because of what you've gone through or because of what you haven't experienced, that is going to limit and predetermine your opportunities to make what you want to make of yourself, do what you want to do in life, experiences. For me, I actually never saw myself doing hair growing up, which is kind of funny, even because I did get started very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought I was going to take the academic track.
Yeah.
I think I was in third grade at West Side Middle School in Spring Hill, Florida. I remember getting tested for the gifted program and being the only student in the whole school getting bused to another school once
Yeah.
a week. And everybody around me, all the adults, my parents, like, you have these specific gifts. You are the only way to make anything out of this is to go to an Ivy League college or at least do the very best you can in school and go to the best college you can and become a lawyer, a CEO in business, which I actually
Kind
don't
of
have
are.
yet. But I just thought that having a fancy degree was the measure of success
Yeah.
for my potential. And I was born in 1990. I think that
Oh, you're a
things
baby.
have evolved a lot since then in terms of our society's definition of success. I had a great family, like childhood, young life, and my parents did get divorced when I was in first grade, which still was not a problem. Like, they were very friendly. I had grown accustomed to like two very loving, caring parents, and that was that. My brother and I would visit my dad on the weekends. My mom was kind of like the responsible breadwinner parent. She was a nurse, and in sixth grade, I'm 11 years old, and my mom had gotten this new boyfriend, and my dad, they had never really dated other people in the time that they were separated. And she was really, excited about this new relationship. And my little brother, like, this guy who's kind of young. Then I was off kind of in sixth grade, social butterfly mode, doing my own thing in
Yeah.
middle school. Super Bowl Sunday, I think it was 2001. Um, my brother didn't come home from my dad's visitation that weekend. And my mom called. I was staying at my grandma's house, and she's like, let me talk to grandma. And usually I would have messed with my mom a little bit, but like, oh, well, what are you doing? And like, not put her
Yeah.
on the phone. But I felt like a sense of urgency, and I just had a feeling, and I like put my grandma right on the phone, and it felt very like, just felt the intensity of that moment. A couple more hours go by. My mom decides to drive over to my dad's house, and she finds that my dad committed suicide and took life of my 6-year-old brother.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you. When it comes to an experience like that, it's not, at least for me, it wasn't like what I saw in the movies. It doesn't feel like what you expect it to feel like
Yeah.
from my experience. And I didn't like break out crying. I really just didn't feel much.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel pain. It was just all
Like a
very
numb.
surreal. It's like it just surreal.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
it
you're
doesn't feel
outside of
real.
your body. Yeah.
So that was just a whirlwind of change, and this guy moves in with us, and this, that, and the other thing. And then couple more years go by. My mom was having a harder time maintaining her roles and responsibilities in life, did develop a bit of a prescription drug addiction. Me, I started becoming more and more independent, and my mom would work late nights. Eventually, she wasn't working at all. The worse things spiraled, the harder it became for me to actually function in my roles of going to school and just doing what I need to do for that. It's like it got really dark and really tumultuous, and actually got to a point where my mom had me Baker acted for 2 times actually, which is so like I laugh now because I'm like it's so outrageous.
Yeah.
I'm not medicated, and everybody has their own path in that, but it was just felt like such a projection, and that was the scariest moments of my life to know
Yeah.
that like I am a very independent, confident, pretty well adjusted young person, and the idea of being like trapped and put
Yeah.
away around actually,
People that actually have. Yeah.
yeah, it was the most terrifying thing I ever experienced, and at that point I was so behind in credits. I just kind of had to flee to save my own wellness at that point.
Yeah.
I ended up starting to stay with whatever friends, parents didn't care if I was there, or,
Yeah.
eventually I was staying with like legit drug dealers, legit around a lot of, there's so much drugs in my town
Yeah.
in that time frame, in like the, 2006,
Yeah.
2007, 2010 time frame, that more and more people I knew were just turning into just like, it's like zombies. It
Yeah.
was really a rough, dark time in my hometown. And I found myself just surrounded by a lot of darkness, a lot of dark people. And I personally was always very like, I'm not going to do drugs. That's stupid. That doesn't make sense. And I held that, core belief really strongly for so long. And then little by little, as you slip into a darker and darker space,
It's
you
easier.
see less and less light and hope. I didn't see the path to making the most of what I was told would be my success or my
Yeah.
potential for success. I remember there was a moment in that darkness where I was like, maybe I should just try this Coke everywhere, these pills everywhere. Maybe I
Yeah.
should just try that pill. That X. Thank God it was like divine intervention. The light peered through the clouds, and there was this woman that was a hairstylist that was related to one of the kids in the circle and around. And she's like, what are you doing in this group? Like, it don't really just make sense to me. Like, you're this kind of like bright, happy 15, 16-year-old girl. She knew that I used to shampoo for my aunt when I was pretty young. I kind of knew out my way around the salon a bit, but I never saw it as a viable profession.
Yeah.
And she offered me $25 a day to be her personal assistant, essentially.
And that's a big deal when you're young.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, the cheeseburgers were still $1, and I was,
I know, man, not
getting
anymore.
by. I was like, that's 25 cheeseburgers. You know what? I just was excited to grasp at any little bit of light peering through that darkness. And
And she saw something in you.
yeah, she did. And I will always be so grateful for that. That was a huge turning point where it was really like I could have went in either direction, and don't know where it would be today if I didn't get into the hair salon community. So with that, I started working for her and quickly realized that there are a lot of ways that you
Mhm.
can approach a certain industry.
Yeah.
So if you show up as your best self, you are focused, you are concentrated, you are giving, your all every day, you're looking to be of service to others, you're trying to learn, just giving it my full enthusiasm every day came naturally because I'm just naturally excitable, like
Yeah.
excited, passionate person. So whereas I never realized if I put that energy into a field such as cosmetology, in no time I was making double the money on the days that she wasn't there because the owner was like, I'll pay you $50 a day because you don't sit down. And it was really pure. It wasn't like I had the motive of like, I'm going to
No.
make more if I do more. I just liked to do my best and give
Yeah.
my all. And then people would tip me. Like, so it just kept building, building, building. Sometimes like walking home with $100 a day. And this is at like 16 years old. I teach myself how to do hair, ask lots of questions, and just ran with that. And next thing you know, I'm signing up for a Paul Mitchell to school at 16.
That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah.
All that you overcame. I mean, you're saying at 16 it was when you started hair, and you have to think like it sounds like what you went through was like a lifetime, but it was only 16
Yeah.
years. When you went into business, what were some of the things that you had to let go of, like mindsets from your trauma that you had to let go of as a CEO of a business and somebody that is even working in the industry?
After school, I did not want to own salons. I was one of the only people that didn't raise their hand when people would come to school and ask, "Oh, everybody, who raise your hand if you want to own a salon one day?" And I was like, "Nope, I know, saw my aunt do it. I saw like I
Yeah,
know that is a huge responsibility and lots of hard work. And I want the fun and the glamour and like I
yeah,
was like, if I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this on this scale, and I'm going to go in this direction." And it's funny, all these markers throughout life where I had a strong opinion of what I thought my path was supposed to be, and then taking a chance with like whatever God put in front of me and being willing to kind of roll with it and not wanting to wonder what if has led me into my perfect position in life. Like right now, I am in such a, I'm in the most ideal life I could have. I mean, at least
yeah,
I better than what I could have imagined on my own.
yeah,
So that was one thing is realizing like our limited ability to design our best situation, and being willing to accept that there could be even better and greater,
yeah,
just being willing to committed to doing our best each day.
yeah.
I worked in Chicago for 2 years as a freelance artist, and I would do photo shoots and fashion shows, and I worked at a hair salon for a little while, and I was just moving and shaking and figuring things out, and I was about to be 21, and I got a call that my aunt that I mentioned previously was going out of business. Did I want to move back to Spring Hill from Chicago
That's a big
right
culture
before my
shock.
21st birthday? I have an apartment like on the water. I
Oh,
felt like I was really like, this is it in Chicago. And I got this opportunity, and I first immediately was like, heck no. I was
yeah,
like, heck no.
yeah,
I can always come back to what I have here, but I can't always say I opened my own business at 21.
yeah.
So I just said yes. And 2 days later, I already had a flight scheduled to come back for my birthday and see my family because I would fly back and forth from Chicago to Florida often, and I had like a nomadic kind of fun life. And I was when I got here, I hit the ground running. I was like, okay, we are going in hard, and it was just cleaning, organizing, advertising, lining up clients that I had maintained that still lived in Florida, and yeah, I just gave it my all. I didn't even take my return flight home, and that was almost 13 years ago.
It's funny, like God changes our plans. Like we think, oh, we've made it, we're here, we're there, and then He's like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
So, what is your favorite thing about empowering women? The women that walk through the door when maybe they're feeling like, this haircut, it's just a haircut, but that's not the case. So, what's your favorite part of that?
So when I started doing hair, I started becoming very passionate about customer service and serving people. That was kind of like my entry to being having a servant's heart, being of service to people. It was very fulfilling and satisfying. Did hair very consistently for about 10 years. And as I grew and started to develop a team, I realized that the next level of me reaching my purpose was to now take the same principles of being of service and helping people reach their goals from behind the chair to now my team. It wasn't going to be all about me being that like, "Ah, I'm the rockstar hairstylist, everybody, says I'm best and da da da." Like, that's great for your ego. It is fun and it was very fulfilling and it was fun, artistic, creative outlet, but it wasn't, it wasn't like my full purpose.
Yeah,
So then I took what I learned there and through doing hair for 10 years and gaining a mastery over guiding an experience and building a business behind the chair and started to get that on paper and get that really clear and teased out and understandable for someone else. We choose to work with people that care about the same things we have. We call them core values, but it's really just like, what do you value in life? Like, do you value family time? Do you value hustle? Do you value being of service, growth, education, teamwork? So we value communication, we value teamwork, and value growth
yeah.
personally and just all
And I've
around.
been at one of those meetings where she's had her team, and I swear it's like a little church service because it's just so awesome to see not only how passionate all the people that work for Salon Halo are, but it's also to see Ryann just like pour into them and then to see them care about causes in the community. And how can I be a better person when I have someone come in the door and they're in my chair and maybe they're going through something? And I was just so inspired by that, because people don't always associate like what you do for a living can be your ministry ground. It can be, whether not everybody's going to be in the pulpit. So it's like every little chair is everybody's own little pulpit. And I love
Yeah, like gives me goosebumps. I do. No, it means a lot to me. It like really means a lot to me. Um, I really wouldn't have stayed in the hair industry if it was just about doing hair.
that.
Like it served its purpose for me as a person. It saved my life essentially. I really don't know what would have happened if I stayed in that dark place and didn't get out into a hair salon and feel the fulfillment of doing those things. So for me, being able to offer other people success through achieving a high level of finding their own purpose through doing hair. I don't know how like have the right words for it at the moment,
Almost
but
like
I can like
discipling
feel
them.
it.
Yeah.
It's like empowering and multiplying so much more impact than I could have done if I was just like, well, I'm putting me first. And I love seeing when a team member realizes a goal that they didn't think was even possible for them. Or I think way back to when I thought success was a certain diploma. Now where I'm at with it is that everybody has to create their own definition of success. That really should be based on how you want to spend your days and the things that you truly value. And if you put the things that you value on paper or you do the things that you're doing and it doesn't line up with who you want to be, that's a great way to take control
Yeah.
and empower yourself by being, wait a second, I don't want to stand for, working 80 hours a week. I want to stand for working 40 really intentional hours or
Yeah.
making a difference in other people's lives. So first starting the salon, I had no idea like where to go from there. That was another huge like learning process of like
Yeah.
having a title doesn't mean people are going to listen to you or
Yeah.
you're not going to necessarily be effective or get results or be happy.
And you're
So
younger. And so
mm.
people may be like, oh, well, she's younger. What does she know? But they don't realize how smart you are.
And I wasn't putting myself in the best mindset to help other people. I was very young and naive in the what makes a leader.
Yeah.
So I learned so much, and that I think was one of my biggest gifts that I've received from this experience and this journey is all of the reflection I had to do on who I was to be a good enough person for the people that I care about to want to follow me.
Yeah.
It took stepping back, looking at myself, being willing to hear where I was falling short, being willing to hear where my delivery wasn't working for people and starting to learn like how can I be better every day. And I continue to set a better example and be more aware of how I can then give you more resources, a better pathway to access that definition of success that we created.
She's not only helping her team members here at Salon Halo, but she is now going far and beyond helping women entrepreneurs in all different types of services, not just hair, because she's just that awesome. I want to ask, what would you tell that woman that is maybe went through the same things you've been through? Maybe not exactly, but she's grieving, she's hurting, she's broken. And she's like, Ryann, I just see so much hope because with the Trauma Survivor's Guide to Life Abundantly, with this Survivor Empowered, my goal in my heart is to spread hope, to rebrand the trauma survivor as someone that's powerful and not just somebody that's broken. But it's going to come in different times of that journey. So if someone was in day one of their journey and they came in and they said, Ryann, can you give me some kind of advice as to what I should do? Like, what would you tell them?
I say that you don't have to know the how, you have to know the why. So if you are deciding, this is the path I want to take, just really look deeply at why you want to do that. Sometimes that changes the path you want to take. If you are very clear on the path and you feel really clear in the alignment of your why, that will be your North Star as to all those other choices. My why, it's my core values. What I'm committed to is growth and being my best self, helping other people, communication, honesty. These things are my core values. So looking at your why, what does this matter to you? Why does this resonate and align with you? Because then that's how you're going to find your purpose. I really do believe the rest of the stuff just shows up. Like I never knew how any of all this was going to happen. I just like kept believing in my why. Like I know I'm here for the right reasons. I know I have a difference to make in the world. Like the cliche saying of when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
So full-heartedly live by that. There have been so many times when things nobody would have believed the things that I was able to do would have worked. Even just taking over that first salon with a 10th grade education,
Yeah.
you didn't have money, didn't have my mom's cooperation. I was a minor, I didn't have a GED. All of these things that we just like didn't let it stop me. And that would be my advice is if you are being informed from your why and it really connects to your purpose and your heart, just keep pushing through the roadblocks. And if you hit a roadblock you can't push through, then go in a different direction. Just keep following that North Star. There is always hope from what I've experienced in life.
Well, I am so happy that I got to come and speak with you today. I love having conversations with women who are not just doing amazing things in business, but more importantly, that they're doing amazing things in spite of the odds and what those said that she should be doing. Ryann is beating the odds, and you can beat the odds too. And we hope that we inspire you today that if you are going through trauma, there is hope on the other side. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dana, for what you're doing.
Thank you.